One thing that won't be meeting with a wrecking ball anytime soon, a historic New Jersey farm. It's a story we've been following for several months. You remember the Henry farm being targeted by a Canterbury Township committee? It planned to seize the property via eminent domain and turn it into affordable housing. Farm Journal covering this story, which made its way to the Secretary of Agriculture's desk. Last month, it was announced New Jersey had secured an agreement to spare the 175-year-old farm from being redeveloped, and that efforts were also underway by USDA and New Jersey's Department of Ag to protect the farmland in perpetuity. Over the weekend, the Wall Street Journal also weighing in on the story. Its editorial board calling it a rare victory for property rights. Farm Journal's Chris Bennett, first to give this story national attention, recently spoke with AgDay's Clinton Griffiths about it.
Farm Journal's own Chris Bennett has been following this story from the very beginning. And Chris, what's your final takeaway from where we landed with this thing?
It's one of the most striking cases I've come across in the last several years. You're talking about a average Joe gentleman that's approached essentially by the government telling him how you're going to lose, right? You're going to lose your land. And this is a fellow that when he inherited 21 acres, everybody else had succumbed to the development. When he inherited it, he turned down $20–30 million from developers. He put in $200,000 of his own money essentially to refurbish the farm. And then he went and sought out legal representation when they were going to put government housing on his property, take away his property. He paid that out of pocket, did not get pro bono free representation from any organization. This was a fella, Andy Henry, that was standing by himself. He didn't know at the time when he stood up and said, y'all are not going to take my land, that there would be a media storm, that USDA, for example, would catch on and stand up for him in the long run. This fellow was on an island, but that's the kind of backbone that you're talking about with Andy Henry. Very, very decent fella. I hope that maybe in other states, other bureaucrats, other government officials, other city officials see what happened on Andy's farm and check up before they try to do the same thing to someone else.
Chris, you know, it's interesting. We hear a lot about eminent domain cases. They don't always go the way that this one did. Of course, the governor now saying, you know, he's in favor of the Henrys keeping the farm. As you look out at this, obviously there's still a ways to go. This isn't finalized.
Correct. They've essentially put a change in New Jersey law. It's supposed to be finalized around the end of the year. So you can't cross that T quite yet, but the pieces have lined up, and certainly USDA and others and the national media, far beyond agriculture media, are now have this in the crosshairs. It looks very good at this point for Andy Henry.
All right, Chris, sure appreciate the insights and a great story. Appreciate you following that all the way through. We'll keep talking to you as I know you've got a bunch more things in the works.